Good morning, YouTube, and welcome to the Fantasy Forecast for April 16th, 2016. It's the first day of the NBA playoffs. Real fast, our last settled like we were talking about. Our optimal pulled 375.5. Pretty damn high even in the free roll, which I was impressed by. So we did really good. Kobe, of course, his last game was amazing. We're going to move on from that, though. We got to get to upcoming for today. We only have 2 hours before lock. All right, so moving into today, the upcomings. Let's look at all the optimals first, and then we'll get to mine. We don't have a Roto Grinders optimal. They're losers. There's something about how they like to put it out during the day, or they have some I don't know why. It's been 3 days and we've known everything. But look, I pull it up on my phone and I'm going to interject it. It says NBA lineups. Today's lineup is not available. They're just jerks. It's not there yet. So there's nothing I can do. All right, so moving on. This is Roto Wire. And I'll give you projections and everything just like everything else. And we have a double from Roto QL today to make up for it. So, starting out with Roto Wire. Roto Wire has Curry and Schroeder in the point guard positions, Harden and Korver in the shot guard positions, Barnes and Beasley at the small forward, Green and Ibaka at the power forward, and Howard for the center. They're projecting Curry at 49, Schroeder at 19 with 34 minutes and 19 minutes. They're projecting Harden at 52 with 41 minutes. They're projecting Korver at 18 with 29 minutes. They're projecting Barnes at 23 with 32 minutes. They're projecting Beasley at 22 with 18 minutes. They're projecting Green at 39 with 34 minutes. They're projecting Ibaka at 24 with 28 minutes. And they're projecting Howard at 33 with 30 minutes. Okay, and their best value is Beasley by far, even though it's just a touch above 5 times. He's cheap though, so look into it. If you like the Roto Wire lineups, this is them. All right, getting away from Roto Wire. This is Roto QL now. Lineup number 1. Roto QL lineup number 1 has. And I'm so sorry, guys. It's projected 329. I'm just not used to getting up this early. Steph Curry and Deron Williams in the point guard positions. Powell and Hill in the shot guard positions. Bazemore and Durant in the small forward. Millsap and Amir Johnson in the power forward. And Enes Kanter for center. And I'm going to go ahead and move over to their next lineup and give you projections on that one just so you can see the other one. This one doesn't have Bazemore, who was a game-time decision. That's how I was able to get 2 out of him. Okay, we have Curry and Deron Williams again. Curry is projected at 53 points and Deron Williams projected at 36. We have Powell and Hill. Powell is projected at 29 points, which is more than 7 times value. Hill is projected at 30 points, which is also more than 7 times value. Those numbers are really true. But they go off the last 5 games, and I don't know if they're, you need to modify those exposures to consider that a lot of people might not have been running. Like for the Raptors and for certain teams, you have, were other people playing. Okay. We have Ariza and Durant in the small forward. These things are supposed to project that. They're supposed to know. Ariza's projected at 29. Durant's projected at 48. I have Capella and Millsap in the power forward. Millsap's projected at 45 and Capella's projected at 20. And I have Enes Kanter projected at 31 points. The total on this lineup is 322. Okay. And this is Daily Fantasy Cafe. We've got Westbrook and Hill in the point guard positions. Westbrook is at 49 points and Hill is at 25 points. At the shot guard, we have Harden and Powell. Harden is projected at 52 and Powell is projected at 22. At the small forward, we have Durant and Bazemore. Durant is projected at 48 and Bazemore is projected at 26. At the power forward, we have Turner and Smith. Turner is projected at 27, and Smith is projected at 19. And Enos Kanter again at center. He's projected at 27. Okay. And our last one of the day will be Fantasy Pros. We're going fast to get this out to you guys because I didn't realize it was such an early lock today. It's also my fault, guys. I'm sorry. All right, we have Westbrook and Schroeder for Fantasy Pros. Westbrook projecting at 49 and Schroeder at 20. We have Korver and Harden. Harden's projecting at 48 and Korver's projecting at 17. We have Durant and Iguodala. Durant's projecting at 16. Iguodala's projecting at 19. I kind of like the Iguodala pick. David Lee, if he plays, but it's so doubtful right now, we're just getting news he's not going to be in. You're going to have to change this position out. I mean, I don't care what they say. And they're going to basically, after I do a swap, let's see what they say after I pull him out. Let's just knock him out right here. I'm going to literally pull up the site right now, and I'm going to do their optimal, and I'm going to yank him out because he's not going to play. So we need to get a new optimal lineup. Pull it up. Here it is. Now go ahead and give me... No, don't do that. Due to David Lee. Knock him out. Now re-optimize it. It gives you Scola. Yeah, that's what I thought it would do. And it just basically does the exact same thing. Okay, so... And Scola projects at 17 points, and then Draymond Green projects at 39 points, and Zaza projects at 23 points, which is not bad for a center and close to 6 times value. All right, so let's save that change. And they projected this lineup at a 278. Okay, and on to my ideal lineup for today. This is my optimal. My optimals are always a little bit different, guys, but I try to still take advantage. I like Westbrook and Williams here. Somebody has to counter against Oklahoma City, and Dallas gives up lots of boards too, so Westbrook should just have a field day. Durant could, but Westbrook is the guy to really do it. So Westbrook should just have fun. Eventually, he might end up seeing one of his backup guys go in. I like Steven Adams down there, or Enos Kanter. I'm not so sure as to which one to take. I think I meant to take Kanter down here like everyone else was doing instead of Adams, but you would really just want to look at the minutes and make sure that these things are just proper and correct. This will bring my lineup right to the top. I'm pretty sure I meant to take Kanter. All right, but then you saw there were 2 other choices. There was Bogut there too. I don't like his chances tonight as much, but okay, so you have Westbrook and Williams. I love Westbrook tonight. Just love him against a Dallas team. It's going to be fast. It's going to be high scoring. And that's why you got Deron Williams. Someone's got to get points for Dallas too. And Dallas has been so kind of beat up and injured. It's either Dirk Nowitzki or it's Deron Williams. And I'm sorry, Dirk had a wonderful run. He's the same goddamn age as me. We get our good runs, and then we just, we're down for a month and a half. It just happens. Dirk is not on a good run right now. He'll really have to turn it on fire or, take some of that, what do they call it, schema or whatever the crazy stuff is that makes you all amped up before the game that, you can only buy in 2 countries legally or whatever. I just don't see Dirk doing it tonight, guys. So that's why I got Deron Williams. I got Harden. Harden's going to be a beast tonight. Golden State doesn't give up a lot of defense. They're an offensive-minded team, too. And so Harden should feast off of it the same way Golden State will feast off of his non-defense. So that's a great game to be pushing to. You want Houston and Golden State guys pretty much all around unless you just have to have someone else. And I think you can see the lineup was loaded this way. I got Wesley Matthews. He sees the time. He sees the minutes. He's still cheap, especially in a game that's fast and high scoring. Ariza, Houston. Somebody along with Harden's going to have to keep him up and keep him going. I see Ariza for at least 30 minutes tonight. Justin Anderson, he's the one you guys are going to love. Look how cheap he is, though, and look at the minute run he's getting, guys. And he should still be getting it because of the injuries. So, yeah, I love him because it lets me get Millsap in. And Millsap was a monster against Boston 3 or 4 days ago when he needed to play against them the same way he needs to play again today. He put up one of his best games of the goddamn, of fantasy-wise of the season. And I don't expect the same thing again. That's why it was the best game of the season. But if he gives you 65 points against that team, hell, if he gives me 40 again today, this is incredible value. I'm very happy, It's 4.5 times on a playoff slate. That's good. I mean, I'd rather have 5 to 45, but hell, I like him for 55 or 60. I really do. He's going to have to play strong and hard the whole game. I took Patterson in there as the. Oh, and I don't really know why I have Patterson so much because Patterson isn't the scorer that Scola would be either. I mean, I think I was thinking David Lee too, but David Lee isn't going to play, so it's going to have to be Scola here. And go ahead and knock yourself skull in. You could consider Patterson if you look at him. He does tend to play more minutes in a game, but fantasy-wise, Scola is the one that'll actually get something done with minutes. So, and then you have Enos Cantor for the center, and you could drop that down to Pachulia, like they were saying, and go for that 24, and maybe upgrade, your Scola pick a little bit. But there's not much to choose from, guys. Look, you got to go. You got you really got to get up to like Miles Turner and Ibaka before you really have a choice. And if you're going to do that, you're going to downgrade on your point guard somewhere. That's a possibility too. Think about George Hill if you're going to do that. You could take Felton, thinking a Dallas just get Dallas all the way around. Since I'm getting rid of Williams, take Felton instead. And there was news that Devin Harris is super cheap. Where's Devin Harris? I'm just going to find him because I'm going to cancel all these changes. But Devin Harris was. There you go. He's not game time decision. He's probable now. So if you need a cheap shot guard to toss in there, like a Wesley Matthews, that could clear you 1,500 right there. And he'll probably see 15 to 20 minutes. Look at what his game log was like prior, and you get a good idea what that was. So. Yes, for 3,500, you can expect a fantasy point performance of around 16, 17. That's not bad. And a couple of those he's done well. I mean, Denver, Sacramento, 29 minutes, 28. He does a point a minute on some of them. He does well, so that could have some serious upside. We'll be looking at Devin Harris today with the news, and definitely roll your David Lees out of your lineup no matter what. Okay, but this was for my optimal cash lineup. Let's cancel these changes so you can see it again. Today's optimal cash lineup from me. Westbrook and Williams in the point guard, Harden and Matthews in the shot guard, Ariza and Anderson at small forward, Millsap and Scola at power forward, and Enos Cantor for center. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed results from yesterday, seeing all the optimal lineups, what your competition is for today. Go on out there and go win some money today, guys. Got to get this out fast.